I missed the 8th week in physics due to ASU's spring break. I went on vacation to Oregon. That being said, I made up class during Chandler Gilbert's spring break by listening to the audio recordings and by looking at pictures of notes from the whiteboard taken during the classes I missed. This week was quite a struggle for me. I learned how hard it is to learn when you only hear part of what's going on in class and you can't see what everyone is doing to get a better understanding of where you are at. Listen more to see what I did throughout the week and what I learned or need to learn as I move into the next week. What I did. I listened to the audio recording of the classes I missed and copied notes from the pictures of the whiteboard and used them to try to follow along with the recordings taken from class. After listening to the recording of class, I'm feeling a little unsure of my understanding of the material covered in class. Outside of the class recordings, I did some research on my own and studied more about Hooke's law, energy, elasticity, and some of the other topics mentioned in the guidelines for Project 2. I feel after reading a little bit more about these topics, it was a little easier for me to go back and understand what was going on in the exercises that the class did with Hooke's law and energy. I also sought out some help in figuring out how to graph using a PC computer in Excel and how to use the VPython program. I also made sure to complete and turn in my weekly learning video 7 for the week I was gone. What I learned. I'm learning more and more that there is a lot that is expected to be in the testing analysis portion of the TIM in Project 2, aside from just log or prographs. You need to be able to have all these graphs from Excel, and you need to be able to use Hooke's law and VPython. I learned that it is very tough to miss a week in class and try to catch up on what was covered in class by audio recording and pictures of notes taken on the whiteboard. I learned what some of the different types of energy are, such as gravitational, kinetic, elastic, and dissipated energy. I learned that Hooke's law gives an approximation of the extension of a spring in direct proportion with the load added. I learned more about the topics that are to be covered in our TIM, such as projectile motion, energy, Hooke's law, gravity, and more in their definitions. I was reminded that energy can be transferred into another form, but the total energy remains the same. I know that I was taught that in junior high or high school, but I had forgotten that fact. What I want or need to know. I need to learn how to use VPython more and how we are supposed to be using it for our projects. I also need to learn more about the equations gone over in class and what they are for and how we came up with them. I need to find out what the equation editor is and how to use it. I need to meet with David to review concepts covered with Hooke's law and energy and to make sure I'm on the right track. I want to know what my group has planned for this week because we only have 1 week till our projects are due. Conclusion. This last week was the toughest week I've had in physics thus far. I am all about classroom learning and got a little taste of what it's like to take a science class online, and it definitely wasn't fun for me. After missing a week of class and getting lost as I tried to make up what was covered in class, I see that I have a lot to do this week as I head back to the classroom and get help to catch up to where the class is at.